Welcome. It's Sunday. It is finals day, and we are done.
We're done and dusted.
We are indeed.
Sunday racing is done. We're currently in the town of Henley. A bit like last year. Bit of a walk through Henley. See what happens. And we're probably going to get copyrighted for this music. So
yeah, let's
go.
Let's go this way. Actually, I don't think we will because she's singing along. So I think we're gonna be all right. Right. Let me grab my notes and we'll crack on. We're going to start with the junior events. Jasper, feel free to work your way around. We'll start with the Forley.
Yeah.
Windsor boys domination as kind of expected, I guess.
Yeah, it was heavily expected. I mean, I said through the week, I think Marlowe's gone quite unnoticed to get to the final. But we know that Windsor boys crew has been so strong throughout this year, and then they showed it in that final today. I mean, it was such a mature race from such a young squad. I think we see that constantly throughout all these junior events, but they roll these races like they've been rowing for 20 years. I think that just shows how good sort of that British rowing is.
Yeah.
In that junior system. But no, Windsor boys had an extremely good race. We've got some fans.
Smooth. Yeah, so yeah, Marlowe competed in both the boys and the girls finals, which I think was a pretty huge one. Don't get hit by a car, Jasper. Thank you.
No, that was definitely big. I mean, talking about like records, we've spoken about it before, but like Shipley getting crews into the semi-finals of both the Folly and the PE.
Yeah.
It's the first time that's been done in history, which is great to see once again. British club getting that done, great to see.
Yeah, for sure. And then like that, talking about that Marlowe DJ final, Wycliffe went on to win that again, kind of unsurprisingly. They've like been dominating all year, and I think we kind of saw the same thing again, that crews that have been dominating, Windsor boys, St Paul's, and Wycliffe definitely took that to a new level.
100%. I think after last year as well, Wycliffe losing to TSS, not that they had something to prove, but that was probably in the back of their minds to get that done. Hello.
As a parent of Eloise Etherington in Bow steering the Wycliffe A quad, I just want to say what a fantastic job they've all done.
Mate, they nailed it all season, right?
They did. But as you know, last season, that was a tricky end. But I think
against that TSS quad,
they had to keep that, keep the faith all year. But beating the Leander A and B at the Met was pretty special. That was seeing them after that and their reaction. That really surprised them. And that showed them what they can do.
I think some of the big things that sprung to mind for me, like throughout the season, was like the Nat Schools time trial, where like the times were like faster than the eights, and it was insane. That was a really cool moment as well.
It was a struggle to run along the Geordie Lake and the Met Regatta.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd want to be cycling along it either, to be honest.
I was running. This was exhausting.
Yeah. Very true.
No.
It's been an exciting season.
It was great to see.
No, thanks very much, and well done to Greg and the whole crew, the whole club, and I think it was
they've really nailed it with such a small team.
Yeah, all right, cheers guys.
Good
Perfect, thanks so much.
Yeah, so I think both the Wycliffe and Windsor boys have really created programs here that kind of like look after their athletes and get them into a great position. It'll be interesting to see what these athletes do next, and whether rowing's in mind or like other sports in mind instead.
Yeah.
But we kind of slightly hit on St Paul's there, and St Paul's also have had a pretty dominating season. They have been ahead, even if it's not by as much as Windsor boys and Wycliffe were.
They did. I don't think it's really been spoken about that much, but they did do the quadruple. They've done head of the Charles, head of the River, National Schools, and now Henley.
Gosh, what a year! So well exciting. And the last junior event was Headington School. Slightly less of a dominating season, but more of like a
No.
a last minute, maybe not last minute, it's the wrong word for it,
Yeah.
a later stage, like high speed peak. We saw them lose out to Hinksey at National Schools, and I think there were like maybe some questions whether like Hinksey were going to, keep that control throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But Headington went on and won and beat them out in the final Henley Women's Regatta, and again we saw them like take on Royal America Rye today and win out there as well, which was pretty exciting.
I mean, the US people that I've spoken to were like, Headington have no chance because this Royal America Rye crew trains 7 days a week, unbelievably hard. They've got no shot. But funnily enough, they were wrong.
They did fine. Yeah.
They did absolutely fine.
Very, very true indeed. Okay, so cool. Junior events like fully covered by this point.
Yep.
Now onto the student events. There's 2 men's student events and 1 women's student event. The Island women will kick off first. Saw Brooks take on Newcastle. I think like pretty big credit there to Newcastle to making the final of the Island.
100%.
That was pretty wild. We definitely saw in the first year that the UL took on the final against Brooks, and I think we kind of saw a similar vibe to 2021 again this year. New group of girls in the boat from last year's Island win, and like just like a really good step on, and like a great race for Newcastle and Brooks all round.
Yeah.
I think it was a relatively expected result. Brooks took control very early on in the race and kind of like sat there the entire time, kind of like opened up that gap each time. Anything to add on the Island race?
No, I agree. No, Brooks looked really strong. I mean, it's great for Newcastle to get to the Sunday.
We're gonna interview Matt. Congrats on your Henley win, Matt.
Oh, thanks.
We got a good one of you diving in earlier.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've not been on Instagram too much, but I've seen a photo. Someone showed me.
It's good. We haven't got to your section yet, but was it a good race?
Yeah, it was a great race. It was pretty tough. We weren't expecting Thames to be so close and push away in the middle. That's usually where we catch them up, but it was a good race.
My stats in my head tell me first Marlowe's senior win since Sir Steve Redgrave or something.
I think I've heard the same, and I thought it wasn't that long ago, but apparently it's quite long. It was quite a long time ago.
And that's pretty impressive. That might be senior or senior men. I haven't worked
I think it's
out
men's
yet,
club. I think it's the first men's club.
Maybe. We'll do some
I
maths.
don't know.
Hi, Aidan. Hello. we'll let you crack on.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, sick.
Have
Have
some
fun.
food and go out.
Well, I'm still yet to do that. But
Yeah.
We'll catch you later, lads. Right.
Should we take the green man?
Yeah. We'll wander a little bit slower.
No, but yeah. Island, I agree. I think Newcastle did extremely well to knock off some really tough competition. But ultimately, that Brooks programme just proved to be really strong.
Yeah. We saw that.
It's kind of what we expected.
Yeah, for sure. We saw that Brooks program really strong by winning all 3 student events in 1 year. Now they have done that before, but again, it's one of those insane feats that not many universities ever go on and do. Temple saw Princeton take the fight pretty hard to Brooks. Unlike the Newcastle race, Princeton were leading off the start, and Brooks kind of had to row their way through on the wrong side of the station. I did think that the races were pretty simple this year round, in the sense that if you were on the inside station, you kind of like got ahead first, and if you were on the outside station, you kind of had one shot to make it work. And if you didn't get it done in the middle, of the course, you probably didn't have a huge shot later on. You kind of had to make the most in that middle third.
Yeah, no, 100%. Would you say the Travelator was strong today?
I guess so. I think it basically wiped out any chances of anyone on the outside making a final push into the line.
Yeah.
Whether it necessarily made someone shoot all the way past and kind of slingshot past another boat or not, I don't really know. But it definitely stopped some crews like in their tracks and like trying to move through. And then the last student event, the PA, really simple. That was Brooks A versus Brooks B. Kind of went as expected. Brooks A.
There's a reason there's an A crew and a reason there's a B crew. And
Indeed.
That's the way it happened.
Very true. You can interview him. If
What do you want?
Go on.
Tent talk. Do you not know tent? Do you row?
I row, yeah.
Do you know AllMarkOne?
AllMarkOne, yeah.
We are AllMarkOne.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He is Mark.
Yeah.
It's amazing to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Yeah, no.
Lovely to meet you too.
You get to everything.
Yeah, I know.
Amazing.
I was getting bad with this whole mic thing.
Oh, hello.
I know. So did you row this week?
No, not this week. No.
Have you just been partying?
Yeah, it's been partying.
It's been in Anders. Brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been good fun.
We're going to go interview some people in the queue, I think.
We go for some food now, so.
Mate, it's
And then
some
back to
food.
Leander later.
Possibly, yeah.
Smart.
Very good. Was it your favourite race of this week?
You know what? I really enjoyed the PE today, but also the Grand Challenge. I mean, it was exciting because it was quite,
Yeah.
Mate, the grand was one of a kind today, I think.
To be fair, I believe Rennie Bucco put on a great performance this week. Got to day 3, which is day 2, sorry, which is not normal for us, and we did great. And next year, hopefully, we can come back biting again and get further down the line.
Top half, mate. That's how it works. Top half.
Yeah.
Wild, right.
Anyway, enjoy your
good to meet you.
lads. Yeah.
Great to meet you.
I'll do that. There you go. Yeah, there we go. Cheers.
Welcome, crack on. Cool. Hello, hi. Look at what's going on here.
Oh, fucking hell.
We're definitely not nerding out about lorries.
There was a pink one behind.
This is
Quite like pink
wild.
lorries.
There's a pink lorry.
Yeah.
I love how all of these lorries are waiting to come in.
What side are we going to go down? The left side?
Let's go down the left. I mean,
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit quieter, and we've probably got slightly more rowing people.
I suppose.
Coffee. Jasper, you keeping up, big man?
You all good, lad? I was going to say diamonds.
Yeah,
Diamonds
you go,
goes.
man.
Zeidler against American. We mentioned it yesterday. Once again, it was kind of one of those anticipated results. World champion. But no, 4th win in the Diamond Sculls, which is truly pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was really cool, and to see 2 athletes that are both racing at Paris in the final, just sets up for an exciting event. Even if the race wasn't that exciting on paper, I think it was really cool just to kind of see that take on. You doing all right with the sun, Jasper?
Do you need me to block it for you?
Just about. No, it's all good. So next event was the Wargrave. Whilst we're going, go back to some club events. Hi Sam.
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, mate. Mate, if you wanna chat about your race, we can chat about your race, but it's all right. Yeah, you have. We'll chat about it later.
Oh, it's quite.
We're gonna get onto Sam's race in a minute. Right, we're gonna pop down here onto the landing stage where it's nice and quiet, and have a bit of a natter about the Wargrave. Interesting, because we're at Leander. Oh, there's the Junior Own News lot up in the corner. Hello. So the Wargrave was an interesting one. I feel like we might have had a bit of a final yesterday with the Thames A versus Leander. I think we kind of said it yesterday, but kind of proven today. But I think we can't discount how impressive it was to see London Rowing Club here in the final on the Sunday with the women. I think, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, one of my mates went to London as a female rower, and I think lots of my questions were what on earth is going on, and why are you going there? I swear, it doesn't have a women's program, and times have really changed, and it's got an insane women's program now. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Someone tried to jump the wall, and that did not go well. Oh, right. Well, we'll blur that face out, because that'll go down pretty well. Right. Next up, Thames Cup, Thames Hay versus De Hoop.
Yeah.
Who lost all De Hoop coming into the line.
Cheers, boys. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Title retained by Thames Rowing Club. Again, just showing depth across the squad, winning both the Brit and the Thames.
Thames winning the Thames.
Thames winning the Thames again, and the Brit, which against Royal Chester again. Really cool to see a club that small, or not even small, but it's not small, but
it's not small, but it's unexpected. It's like.
They've had a great season, don't get me wrong. I think we were expecting to see them do well this year, but I think this year has been a standout year in general.
I think it's also when you come to Henley, it's you expect your top crews to win, and it's when you get that ultimate surprise. It's like Brazil last year when Kevin Magnussen got pole in a Haas. Like, you wouldn't expect it, but it's like he's a good driver, so it's like if it does happen, it's like, oh, that makes sense. That's probably the worst way to explain it. But when you come to Henley, you expect your big clubs to win. You expect Leander, you expect Brooks, you expect Thames to all win, or at least get to the finals. And it's when you have these clubs like Royal Chester, it's really good for the sport and it's really good for everyone watching. And it's like those guys probably have now so much self-belief to next year, if they're continuing rowing, it's like, damn it, let's go win it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. The last one we kind of touched on with Matt earlier, but Marlow went on to win the Y-fold, which stopped Thames from getting the 3 for 3 in the men's sweep event and the 4 for 4, including the Wargrave as well.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely still gaps there that like when we sit and talk on Tent Talk, we are noticing that like the number of women's events is still pretty small. Like there isn't the equivalent across a lot of these levels, but it is really great to like see these events still coming in. And I think there's rumours or talks at least of new events hitting us next year. Fingers crossed, and maybe we'll get a angry worded email from the stewards after releasing that type of information. But it's interesting to see, and hopefully we'll see either like an intermediate or a club, more women's events coming in soon. I think that'd be pretty important.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you mentioned the Y-fold there. I mean, it was I was on the finish line today, and it was like, I think Thames had been warned about their steering quite a lot up and down the course, and then sort of coming into steerage enclosure, hole in the wall, Marlow started to drift ever so slightly into the middle, may have had a bit of contact, but I think the overall feeling was that Thames had a slightly dodgy steering up and down the course, and then Marlow, they weren't disqualified. But I think today we've definitely seen some, not dodgy steering, but there's been some steering.
Some pushy steering. I think there's been three events that sprung to mind. I think we had
what the fuck was that?
The stewards, which didn't have any dodgy steering, but they did have a chat after the race. I think the Temple was another one. I think Princeton appealed or stuck their hand up at the end of the Temple race just to talk about the steering. There was a bit where both boats were pushing over, and that Y-fold race as well was the third one that springs to mind there. Cool. Right, that's kind of like our club events done and dusted, and we kind of move into like the open and intermediate events now. We're probably not going to cover all of them because we're like aiming at our UK audience. So for those looking for more information about the Princess Royal Challenge Cup, maybe go and have a look over at the Henley Royal channel, because I don't think we're going to stress on that one a huge amount, mainly because our lack of knowledge. Things that we do know about quite well. The Town and the Princess Grace saw Canada take the win in both of those, so that was quite impressive.
Well, I think it was the Princess Grace
women's quads.
It was actually
Canada final.
Canada final from the same. I think it was like 6 athletes from the same club.
Wild. Very exciting there. And on the Town side, we saw the actual Rowing Canada team take on some British development athletes in the lead up to, hopefully LA 2028 and beyond. And Canada kind of shut the door on that one. But again, like, great race, and it was really impressive to see those athletes take on higher end level athletes.
I think we definitely saw this Henley as well. A lot of countries bring that sort of Project LA sort of cruise. Like, we saw the US do it, we saw Canada do it, we saw GB do it, and I think Germany as well. Could have that wrong, but
we definitely saw some like post-failed Paris projects. That might be a harsh way of putting it, but
it's the right way. It's the true way.
Definitely some like future LA potential there. Other things, Leander success in general across like the men's fours region. Didn't take home the win in the stewards. That way instead went to Brooks. But we did see them win the Prince of Wales, the Queen Mother, and the doubles and the visitors. So overall, like, a huge success there. They won, of course, 3 of the 4 men's open of the open sculling events, which, again, like, really strong sculling program there. Even if the double was part of the Performance Sculling Academy, they were racing under Leander. So, another shout out to like Helen Brown and the team there, because again, Like these athletes have been in singles their entire life, and then have been thrown together into these projects. Now, not at the very last minute, but you know, it is still exciting to see these athletes that really progressed as single scullers and stepping into the crew projects, which is kind of what the whole project of the Performance Sculling Academy was all about. I don't want to, it's not an advert, but I think it is something to keep in mind. Then rattling through the last few, ladies plate went to Princeton. I thought that was a great race.
Yeah, a really good race. This might sound harsh, but it was quite nice not to see Brooks in a final. It was nice to mix it up slightly. I'm probably going to get killed or ridiculed for saying that.
Yeah, not my opinion, but thank you very much. It was great to see Cambridge compete at a decent level in the ladies' play.
What I meant to say was it was nice to have a bit of variation from years before. The last few. So anyone from Brooks, don't kill me. I didn't mean it like that. It just Rory said it like that and
smooth. Cool. So that was the ladies' plate. Moving into the last two events now, which is the Remnant, which saw Oxford Brooks win, which I think was a pretty surprising win. I wasn't entirely confident that on the outside station that Brooks were going to be able to hold up against the US development team that came over.
Is that what it was? Was it like a Project LA US team?
I think it was some US development athletes.
Got it.
It was a great race, and Brooks overturned them. I think really simply the deciding factor there was the amount of time that Brooks has spent in eights. They spend all season in those boats, and I think they just looked slightly cleaner and a little bit more like everyone knew what each other were doing.
Rowing together so long, they know someone does this, blah blah blah. And it can be tough for these development crews just to jump in a race for Henley. As we said, there might be a failed Paris qualifier or whatever, and they've thought, you know what, let's do Henley and let's throw it all together. But it was still a really strong race.
Very true. And the last one, the big exciting race of the day.
Pink Lauren. See that, Jasper? Pink Lauren? Yeah.
Pink Volvo Globetrotter. Very nice. Very last race that we're going to mention is kind of like the most exciting or the most unique race was the Grand. We did see Washington take on Brooks in the Grand. We didn't really know what this matchup was going to be like, and I was going into it really excited. We had the fastest team in the UK after beating out Leander yesterday versus the fastest team in the US after winning IRAs. So it was a really exciting matchup. We'll just move to the side, Rory, whilst we let everyone wander past. And then...
Good regatta?
Very good.
Sweet.
Dear Lord. Fucking hell. A lot of stuff arriving today, isn't it? This is all Henley Festival stuff starting to rock up. Cool, we can carry on now. I just wanted those lot to wander past us.
Man.
Very, very exciting start to the race. We kind of saw Washington getting warned for pushing over towards the Brooks side. Washington took an early lead, and it looked like it was going to be like a really, really fun race to watch. And then we saw Washington move all the way over to make the most of their advantage on the outside station. I would have done it too. The outside station is insanely fast at this point. We've got Eamon Glavin having a bit of food, so we'll probably... I'm all right, thanks, lads.
Sorry, lads.
I'm going to interview this guy, though. This guy's...
Welcome to Bridgestock, mate. Welcome to Bridgestock.
Bridgestock?
Bridgestock.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to interview British Travis?
What's wrong with me?
I want to interview the American.
Can we go after? I'm Australian. Hello, mate.
We won't swear.
Hello, mate.
We won't swear.
I'm going to punch him if he doesn't shut up.
Hello. Hello, mate.
Do you know anything about rowing?
I know.
No, mate.
Oh, do you?
No, mate.
No, sorry. This is a rowing show.
Reading for the win?
Reading for the win.
Did you pee on the sidewalk?
No.
Come on, is it like a littering ticket?
Though, yeah.
What is it? Should we have a look?
Yeah, go on.
Is it like a parking ticket?
He didn't have a little...
Oh, it's a train fare. Oh, man. What a win. Right, good to see you. See you later.
They look good.
Welcome to episode 1 of Bridge Talk.
Welcome to Bridge Talk, baby.
Bridge talk. Yeah, we were just
Well, that was fun.
kind of covering on the grand a little bit.
Oh, great race.
But I think it was a great race.
It did have a slightly different outcome that most would have expected, but I think that even with the what we call it, just the boom.
The incident.
incident.
You know when like Ted Kravitz calls it the incident.
Oh,
Red
is that
Bull?
how he refers to it? Yeah.
I think we'll call it the situation.
The
whatever,
situation.
whatever it is.
So the incident, I do think Brooks was on a really good move, and I think they had momentum, but it would have been tough. Oh look!
Oh dear, Bridge talk is not going well today. Hello, long time no see, man.
Very long time no
Thanks
see.
for featuring our Nat Schools video.
I fucking love it.
So weird.
How you guys been? What you been up to?
Yeah, man, we're good. We're just finishing off our last episode of the Tent Talk episode.
Oh shit, mate.
What are your
Tent
thoughts on
Talk
the
has been
PE?
entertaining as shit. I fucking
Mate,
love it.
wasn't it really exciting to have Ship
know what?
Blake feature in the semi-final of both the 8 and the quad? I thought that was pretty cool.
Thank you very much for the shout out. Thank you. But no. Yes,
It's pretty cold in the
Mate,
launch.
thank you so much for getting the little shout out. I loved it to bits.
Mate, very good.
Bowman of the quad. Steering wasn't great, but we got there. So
I think
I'll take
it's
it.
one of the first times that we've seen the semi-final of both the quad and the 8 from the same team.
I think the commentary was talking about that as well. I think they were saying.
Yeah, that's
it's the
where
first time-
that's where I nicked the fact from, to be honest.
Yeah, no, mate, it's fucking brilliant. You know what? It's been a solid Henley campaign, and on the pints now. But who cares?
Mate, it's all done. It's all done.
Mate, Jasper.
Jasper's so ready to go home.
Mate,
Awesome.
Yeah, no shit. He loves it.
he's doing a great
I
time.
share a room with this man for God knows how long. At the end of the day, you know what?
Mate, great stuff. Great stuff. Right, we'll carry on with our final chat about the grand now. So good to see you, man.
About the ground.
Should we just stop it? Should we just talk here? 'Cause,
Yeah, I'm quite happy with the
Too
bridge
much drama
talk.
in the ground, no?
It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, you too, lads.
Very good. We did bump into the Washington lot at the very end. Cheers, Greg. Yeah, no, it was really exciting. But when we went to go and chat to both the Washington lot and the Brooks lot afterwards, the Brooks lot definitely mentioned the same thing as what Eamon was saying, was they were finding a bit of momentum and they kind of wanted to make the most of that.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like a little bit sad that the race ended the way it did. And then we spoke to the Washington lot, and I thought they had like a pretty good response to it all, which was they like put themselves out as being vulnerable by coming all the way here. Like after winning IRAs, they kind of like bet it all again.
Yeah, they set themselves up for a second peak, and that's really hard to do.
It is, and like
especially when all the UK crews are focusing just on this.
And you've got to like come here willing to be vulnerable and willing to lose and willing to put it all on the line.
Yeah.
And it takes quite a lot of balls to be able to do that.
Yeah. So give some love to Nikolai, I believe his name is.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah, the
man,
coxswain.
like those
Those
races
guys are
happen.
massive too. It's hard to see around.
Yellow car.
Those big yellow van.
Those Washington guys are massive, so they are hard to see around. It's like being behind that yellow sprinter.
Yeah. No, it's been a really exciting week, to be honest.
Because you're 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Sorry.
Hold on, let me see if I can go through my footage from today. I was in Stewart's.
Last mentioned. I believe that this is Sir Steve's last year, so we'll start to see Richard Phelps not take over, but kind of like the evolution of Henley Royal will carry on with him at the helm. But you know, he's been on the committee for over a decade now, and it's been really exciting to kind of see how the regatta has moved on.
What do you think some of the next changes? What do you think some of the next changes will be?
We
More
mentioned
women's
this earlier
events?
on. I think we're going to
More
see.
inter-women's events.
I think we're going to see either. I think we'll see an inter-women's event. You
A
want a
mixed
double?
double?
You want a? I want a mixed double.
The mixed double.
Women's. I'm thinking women's into 4s or women's into 8s would be an absolute winner there. I think that is something that we've noticed at this event. Is that this year you can kind of get away with without having an intermediate event because we don't get the national teams here. But as of next year,
I don't want a croissant. You made me drop my croissant.
But I think this year, you know, we're able to get away with not having intermediate events because we don't have the national teams. So the development teams have somewhere to go, and they have a chance to win.
The open events essentially became
intermediate. But going into next year, again, we're going to start to see, you know, the Dutch national team, the US national team, the Canadian national team, the French national team, etc., etc.
Are those McLaren
start
team
winning
members?
those.
Or are they all just love McLaren?
Did you have a good day at Silverstone?
Great day.
Yeah.
No Norris.
Mate, he did quite well, didn't he? He was on the podium. I've been a bit busy all day. I haven't really seen.
It was a strategy disaster class.
Oh, was it? We saw George retire as well, right?
Yeah, not a good day for Merck. But actually, it was. Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis won. Lewis won. It was a great day for Mark.
Great day for the king and the queen.
Little do they know I work for them.
Oh yeah, you work for Ferrari doing GT3 stuff, don't you?
I do.
Nice. Team Sky.
That's the one.
Team Sky. Team
Right.
Sky.
I feel we're yabbering.
I think we're done, man.
I think we are. I think we head off to Spoons to get some dinner, to be honest.
I'm up for some food. There's
And a
no queue
pint.
at Spoons, so
No.
I think I'm so down.
Eamon, have you had a good Henley?
I've had a fantastic Henley.
It's always great to see you.
That's really nice of you to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss you, man.
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah.
Cry.
What have you got a favorite photo from today? Good reactions?
Do I have a favorite
You've
photo
got some.
from today?
You've got some good ones, don't you?
Yeah, I've got some really, really good ones. I'll give a shout out to Toby Larson. Always knows where the cameras
Mate,
are. I love you for that.
Toby spent today spotting the cameras on the way up to the start line and then pointing at them all the way down the course on the way back down. Hi, JC. I'm a very cool female athlete. What a plug.
But no, I think that's one of my favourite images of today. Probably not the prize-giving stuff, but we won't speak about that.
Cool. I'm happy with everything.
You were struggling.
Mate, we're having some rough times, but
Yeah.
hey, it's all for next year. All for next year. Cool.
That's my chopper coming to pick me up.
I think we're gonna tap out here, man.
Yeah,
Make sure you check out our behind the scenes video. We've got a really cool behind the scenes video coming over the next week.
Jasper's killing it. Give him some love.
Mate, Jasper has been nailing it. So really excited. We'll tap out here and not waffle too much more.
Yeah, we would.
Check out your photos. www.allmark.one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the last word in. So, woo!
How long was that one?